Welcome. Welcome. Why does this look weird? Anyways, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Let me make sure my audio is good. Yes. Yes, it's good. Anyways, um okay. I asked what this conversation is going to be about, and what I heard is old cycles coming back to you. So this is either something old being rehashed. Y'all let it go. It's stale. It's stale. Let it go. or or it's an old cycle involving someone from your past. You know what's been kind of like running through my head? He don't want to be saved, don't save him. Go Meg. Go Meg. Wasted Channing Tatum. That's what's been running through my head. I don't know whoever you're trying to save. He don't want to be saved, don't save him. um just stop. Carry forward. Carry forward. Y'all be stressing me out. Unnecessarily stressing me out because I'm over here trying to save you from I don't know what. Maybe trying to save you from my like biased ass advice. I'm just trying to have a happy day, okay? I'm just trying real hard to have a happy day. All right. Almost there, guys. Almost there. So, old cycles coming back to you. There's something that needs to be addressed. Whatever this is that needs to be addressed, you're going to have to do it, boo. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to exit out of your comfort space. Going to just have to exit out of your comfort space and make it happen. Okay, let me just put these cards back. Okay. All right. Just gotta breathe. Gotta breathe. I don't know. There's a lot of anxiety. I know it ain't mine. I had a good workout today. I know it ain't mine. It is not mine. It's not. It's not mine. So, all right. Let's get started, guys. Here goes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's something happening, right? Whatever this thing that's happening in your life, it's creating awareness for you. Whatever this is, it's creating awareness. And through that awareness, there's, I guess, hopes from your soul, um, that it will allow you to do what is necessary to fulfill what's needing to be fulfilled. See, like fulfillment. So there are things that your soul is wanting to happen for you. There are opportunities, connections, potentialities, all of these different things. Mm. Part of the old cycle is the return or the attempt to return by people who you know to be toxic to you, toxic for you, toxic towards you, people who encourage and trigger old cycles of toxicity to come back. Yeah, no, they need to just be banished. Just banished. Just just flick them. Flick them as hard as you can. Use 2 fingers for more velocity. Flick them away. Seriously, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. This one person went up to me at the gym today. Uh, it was a couple people that went up to me at the gym today. And there was this one person who they're not a bad person. They're not. But based on our history, they're an absolute time waster. They love to suck up my time. So I'm over there standing and I'm making adjustments to my workout routine on my trainer app. And and they try and initiate a convo by like, what you up to? And I was like, staying in my lane, doing my workout. Yeah, I'm staying in my lane, doing my workout. Just trying to get this done so I could leave. And they're like, oh, at which point I look them in the eyes just like that. Like, read between the words, baby boo. Read between the words, hear what's not being said, as well as what is being said, right? Again, this is an individual who has a habit of trying to, and it's not just saying hi. They will try and engage me in conversation for like 20, 30 minutes. Like, you done ate up my entire pre-workout with your conversation. I no longer feel hyped to lift anything. You ate it all up with your words, just like you ate up my time. Those are the kind of people you need to just be clear without being rude if possible. I don't know that I'm capable of not being verbally on the aggressive end of things. But they needed to know, like, don't bother me today. There were several people who came up and said, hi, really quick. No problem. No problem. I'm between sets. No problem. If you're between your understanding of what you need to do, what you've just completed and what you need to do, that's one thing, right? But if you know that this individual or these individuals, whatever it is you're dealing with, if they're consistently sucking up your time and your energy, baby boo, it's time for you to begin really recognizing the ways in which you allow these things to happen. Do not allow old cycles to be regurgitated. You already swallowed that down. Don't bring it back up. It needs to go out the other way. Do not bring it back up. Okay. You are not a bird feeding a baby bird. Do not bring that back up. You're not a bird. Let it go out and be processed the other way, the appropriate way. And I think for some of you, you're forgetting how much whoever this is for you sucks up your time and your energy. These are old cycles. And oh no, my rubber band is too far for me to reach. My handy dandy hand. Bitches, I got it. I'm a favored child of God. That's proof. I I am a favored child of God. I love it. I love it. When I have a need, soul puts into my head how to get it done. Did you see that? Did you see that? My rubber band actually accidentally got flicked out of my hand, and it was too far for me to reach without falling over. And I use the tools that are present to be able to extend my reach and complete my mission objective. I was able to get it. Seriously, if you don't apply this to your life, I mean, I don't know what other advice I can give you. You have everything that you could possibly need within reach to be able to do what is outside of your reach. You don't have to injure yourself. You don't have to put yourself in a ridiculously precarious situation. You just need to make sure that the people who love to see you in a precarious situation, that they don't have access to you, that they can't affect you. You forget just how much certain people have negatively affected your perception of yourself in your life over the course of your life. Because it feels like, okay, wait. You guys said that we're entering into Mercury retrograde or something like that. Let's see when this happens. Ah. All right, let's see what's happening. Um Oh, wait, it's not April, it's July. Oh, bleh. August 4th through the 27th. It'll be in retrograde under the sign Virgo. Okay, I don't know nothing about no planets or astrology or anything like that, but you tell me that Mercury will be in retrograde under the earth sign Virgo. That's telling me that the people who are trying to regain little access to your life, they're going to be meticulous in the way they do it. They're going to be watching you. Mhm. They're gonna be trying to find a way in. I mean, let's calm down for a second. I don't know that they're being intentionally malignant. I don't know that. I don't know, for some it might be. I don't know. I don't know if that's just like my paranoia though, where it's like, but then I'm also, when I'm not careful about the way I'm viewing things, sometimes I make excuses for people without realizing it. It's the whole Piscean thing, right? I don't know. You're going to have to assess this. You're going to have to assess your unique circumstance. So, one of two things: um, either this person is closely observing you because they don't want to make a misstep, which that I can understand. Maybe there's a history between the two of you where it's like, um, there's a history of hurt feelings. Not that you necessarily, either of you have necessarily intentionally tried to hurt the other person's feelings, but there's a history of hurt feelings. So there's like a need to kind of be very careful in the way the approach is presented. But then there's also that other aspect of this where it's like they want, this is a different person. They want back into your good graces because they realize that they can get more out of you than they can do without you present. Ooh, that's a user. Mm, mm-mm. No. User ass people should not be allowed in your life. User ass people should not be allowed to have access to you. They shouldn't. Absolutely not. They should not. Do not forget what was done. Don't continue to live there in that space of anger, but don't make excuses either where it's like, oh, it's no big deal. Yes, the fuck, it was a big deal. I'll say it for you. Make your life easier. Just got a notification. Make your life easier. How do we do that? You don't allow the fuck shit back in. That's how. So I'm coming to realizations about certain things. Um, there are certain circumstance where I'm like, certain people, there's such a long history there. And don't get me wrong, I really love them. Um, like maybe old friends, old acquaintances, old business associates, whatever it is. There's love there. There is. But no, you don't get to be a part of my life. Not in that way. No. There's no longer unrestricted access to me because I just I need to actually learn. I need to take a look at the history that we share and learn your patterns, admit to myself what those patterns are. Do I want to continue the same old cycles, the same old patterns that leave me feeling jilted, that leave me feeling discombobulated within myself and my sense of self? Because if anyone, no matter how long it's been, anyone who has access to me has that in our history, that type of, I'm gonna have to love you silently. It's not gonna be a thing of like a dramatic um show of like, I'm angry. Like, I'm not even angry. It's just, there's things I want to achieve very, very soon. And it really requires me to be present for myself. And unfortunately, if you are the type of person who's only present in my life so that I can be present for you, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good off of that. I have less than a handful of people I'm close to. And it's a very easy connection where there's no need for me to um, martyr myself. There's no room for guilt. Guilt and shame are not appropriate feelings in these types of connections with this handful of people. And I could be quiet for a prolonged period and they just know, like, "Bitch, she's busy doing her thing." Um, they also know that if they need me, they can reach out, let me know they need me, and immediately I'm there. Right? Those are the only types of connections I have the energy and willingness to sustain at this point. Those are the only ones. And it's appropriate for me. It's okay to understand that you've outgrown the role of martyr. You've outgrown the role of whipping girl, whipping boy, scapegoat. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot that you're needing to kind of purge out of your life at this point. You absolutely need to enforce your boundaries. And sometimes the most powerful way to enforce the boundaries is to simply not participate, not respond, not participate, not any of that. Not any of that. Um, Something's being brought to my attention. Um, I didn't realize this until right now. I'm in a space where I'm questioning a lot, questioning myself, my journey, my decisions. Um, Luckily, I'm not questioning the people who I count on, the people who I actively trust, the people who I know have earned my trust. They never violate my feelings, even passive aggressively. Um, but I'm realizing because of the ways in which I'm questioning myself, my journey, the way things have unfolded, and it's just a discovery process. It's causing within me um, mild, I don't want to call it instability, mild weeble wobbling. um, Mild weeble wobble. That's the official term. Hold on. Let me fix my bear chair. So there's a little bit of weeble wobble. I don't know if you guys remember those toddler toys where the bottom is like a ball. It's like half a ball, and then the top portion is some character for a child to enjoy, and they can knock it over and it just pops right back up. Just whoop, whoop, it pops right back up. But it's not the most stable thing. No matter what, it'll pop back up. But again, it's not the most stable thing. It could easily be nudged and fall over, but it will pop back up. So that's kind of where I'm at, right? Finding my place of centeredness. And because that's where I'm at, I really don't need petty people in my life who will continue just by their existence to cause me to knock myself down, which I mean, because of the type of person that I am, if I love you, I love you. It doesn't matter what you do. Um, I have a tendency to be like, oh, it's okay if you knock me down. Cause I mean, I always pop back up. It's not okay anymore. It's not okay anymore. And that is how you know you're reaching deeper levels of self love. You're no longer willing to make excuses for the people that you love, but don't love you with the same depth of dignity and respect that you willingly give them consistently. I'm not willing anymore. I'm just not. And it's okay to feel that way and have no fear, have no shame and no guilt. My logic is entering a space of, you know, I mean, do I really need you in my life? There's billions of people in this world. I'm not exactly desperate to make new friends. I'm very content with a very, very small single digit number of people that I trust and allow access to me. Do I really need you? Someone who continues to pull me right back to that same space where I feel like I'm being the asshole because I have standards and I'm aware of it. I won't even say anything to you. I'll just notice how you're very comfortable being disrespectful towards me, being very comfortable with the snide little remarks that are intended to tear me down, but they're said in like the most joking way. So, I mean, of course I'd be the asshole if I'm like, why would you say that? That's fucked up, right? Oh, I'm being sensitive. No, I'm good. I'm good. I think this is a period where all of us are being invited by our higher selves to enter into a space where say what you mean and mean what you say. And if people can't do that with you as you do that for them, they kind of need to be shown the door, or at the very least, be guided to the outskirts of your life. Because not everyone has to be completely cut out, but they can't be seated at the front row when all they're doing is sitting there waiting for your failure. So they have something to hoot and holler about. Fuck those old cycles. I don't think so. Some people exist in your life waiting for you to fail so they can swoop in and be your little savior, so that they can feel good about themselves because they see the strength in you, your tenacity, your refusal to give in, give up. Um, and when you fall, they're quick to come over and be like, here, let me help you. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Because you're so strong and I had to help you. That makes me strong. No, that makes you manipulative. It makes them manipulative. And if those are some of the old cycles you're dealing with, boo, I just called it all out right there for you, laid it out bare. What are you going to do with this information? It's my hope that you would take this information and be like, okay, you know what? That is enough. I don't need to cut them out, but I need to make other types of decisions. I need to start choosing myself and my peace and not be available all the time for every single little beck and call. Um, yeah. At one point in my journey, I had to go through that where it was this thing of certain people, you call me, doesn't matter what time, I will answer that phone and do whatever it is you need me to do. It doesn't matter if I'm in the middle of something super duper important to me. I will go ahead and do whatever you need. Fuck what I'm doing. What do you need? This is how I show my love. And to have this awareness that certain people from the past, of course, I don't sustain these types of connections anymore. Um, those certain types of people who they can't be bothered to respond to, like, hey, how's your day? Do you have any plans today? Just little like checking in, just thinking of you. Yeah, but I don't understand how someone would think it's okay to not have time for you in any way, shape, or form unless they need something from you. And it's even this thing of not allowing you to know the details of their life and their current circumstance until it's a situation where they need you to do something like an errand girl or errand boy. So that's when they allow you to know what's happening because now something needs to be done and they're delegating it to you. So they're letting you know so that you can be properly updated so that you can properly function in whatever duty they're now assigning you. You guys, these old cycles, they just need to be laid to rest. You need to free yourself and travel lightly, meaning no more carrying these luggages full of emotional traumas, full of trauma bonds, carrying them around just in case these people need you. I said on a TikTok live stream recently, someone was talking about how um they're like the problem solver for their family. Uh anytime people need something, they're the person that's called and they're just so sick and tired of it. And I asked them if they wanted my opinion because it's not going to feel good to hear, but it's the reality of most of those types of situations. And they insisted. So I shared that um, there's a very real potentiality that your family doesn't actually need you. You need them to need you because then it gives you a viable reason as to why you must be allowed to remain present in those spaces that seem to merely tolerate you. And one of the most powerful things that I learned being that person, um, when I disappeared from my extended family for several years with no forwarding address, no email, no phone number, no nothing. I learned real well in my absence, their life continued without me. And that's when I realized I needed them to need me. I needed those cycles to persist because it gave me a viable reason as to why I should be allowed to be in their presence. I don't do those anymore. I don't do those types of things anymore. Why? Because it's manipulative. I never intended to hurt anyone, but it definitely was a manipulation in that I did and overdid and overgave in order to ensure that your perception of me would be what I dictated it should be. I don't want to be that person. If you can't have me in your space just to have me in your space because you enjoy me, you enjoy my company, we enjoy each other. Um, it was lovely knowing you. Have a beautiful life without me. It's okay. It's okay. Because in their absence, as they walk away from you, You're being given the space to expand your heart and your capacity to receive true love, support, and friendship from people who have no intentions but to merely love you, support you, and be your friend. It's amazing. It's amazing. It creates space for genuine connections, genuine friendships, genuine love to enter into your life. These are choices you need to make. For many, their summer is already upside down because they've entered into this corrective cycle and they don't realize it is a corrective cycle. They see it as life is unfair. I need a break. Why is stuff always happening to me? I don't know. I don't want to say that because then it's good. I'm going to clarify. I'm merely reiterating verbatim what Michael is saying. Okay. This is not okay. I'm reiterating verbatim. Has it ever occurred to you that your soul is sick and tired of hearing you whine? Ouch. That wasn't enough. I feel like that was cutting enough. I feel like that went down to the bone for some. He says, damn, this is really aggressive, you guys. He says, you act as if you've accomplished so much when all you've done is the bare minimum. Clearly, it's the bare minimum because you're still in the same mindset that's kept you in the same space of being miserable in your life. That's harsh. He says, but is it true? And then he says, is it true? Well, this is a general reading, so I don't know who you're addressing. It's true for many people. He just said to me, you're not helping anyone by enabling their own delusions of how much they've actually accomplished for themselves. Well, you understand, though, not everyone operates at the level of intensity that you expect me to operate at, and that I always rise to the fucking challenge of. You realize that, right? I don't know why you're arguing with me. I fucking did everything I need to do today. He's like, ooh, now he's scolding me. He's totally like, um, he says to me, he's sick and tired of me enabling the insecurities and only doing half of what needs to be done in my attempt to encourage you. There's a reasoning you're crossing my path. There's a reasoning you're watching this video, and it does you a disservice by trying to tiptoe around the difficult subjects that no one else is willing to broach with you. But you know, I'm not their mom, right? I mean, I'm just saying. I'll take the scolding, but we need to be clear. We're dealing with adults. You guys are adults. He's right. He's right. I don't like that I have to say things that you're not quite ready to hear. And because you're not quite prepared to hear it, you feel called out and Your feelings get hurt. And I understand that's part of the process of the increase in awareness that you're seeking. I still don't like it. You and your loved ones are safe, but it's in reverse. Are you using your fear of your loved ones being safe to keep you kind of locked into the same spaces? So, okay, give me an example of what you mean by that. Knowing that it's time to walk away from something, or at the very least push it to the outskirts of your auric field. And then you feeling like, but what if they need me? What if they need me? So you continue the interaction, you continue to reach out, yet there's no indication that they actually do need you. There was nothing said, there was no message left, there was no email sent, no text, no nothing. It's just your own fear that, oh, I missed out on another opportunity to play the savior for someone. Everything that needs to happen for your growth, for their growth, will happen with or without your consent. Whether you try and avoid it or run headfirst into it, it's going to happen. There are certain things that need to happen. And it just needs to be witnessed and responded to in an appropriate way. This reading is so intense. Prosperity lies ahead, but it's in reverse. Remaining in the same spaces that prevent you from receiving an expanded amount, an amplified amount of abundance. If you remain in those same spaces, you're going to go nowhere. You're just going to keep pedaling in place. Mm. Ooh, that's a powerful analogy. So I've added my husband to my roster of personal training clients. And he has his own thing that he does at the gym. And since I added him, I've completely changed his entire routine. And he's been raving. He's been raving about how he's feeling different muscles and this and that. He's looking phenomenal, by the way. But we were having a discussion the other day regarding cardio. What he likes to do, because he has stamina like a mofo, I swear to God. I was just like, oh, you're fucking crazy. So he'll stay on the treadmill after lifting heavy. He'll stay on the treadmill for like 40 minutes, an hour, waiting for me. He's waiting for me. So he'll go on that treadmill and he'll be walking really fast, borderline jogging already, but he won't do much incline. So I was telling him, like, you ever notice how you've been doing your jog for 30, 40 minutes already? And then I hop on beside you, and in about 10, 15 minutes, my caloric burn matches yours already. And he basically was like, whatever. And I was like, what you need to do is put that ramp all the fucking way up and walk at like a 2 or a 2.5 and keep checking your heart rate so you don't go over like 140. You keep it within a specific range. Your fuel that's being used is fat. You're not going to eat up all the muscle you're working so hard to build. And so it's this thing of you do all of this and you're just pedaling in place at a rate that you think you need to pedal at, which is a fast rate, thinking that's what you need to do to keep your head afloat. And it's actually eating away at your strength. It's just eating away at your strength. It keeps you stuck in place. You're not going to progress. You're not going to see the progression. You won't see it. Why? Because you're not progressing. You're sabotaging yourself, sticking in the same place. I don't know everything about the gym. I'm absolutely still learning. But I'm seeing progression like a mofo. Why? Because I'm no longer expending my fuel in ways I should not expend it. What is your goal? What is your goal? Right now, I'm not preparing for a competition 6 weeks away. I'm not. I'm in a bulking hypertrophy phase. I'm packing on as much muscle as I possibly can. So, what is my goal? To ensure that anytime I do any cardio, I keep all of these factors where they need to be so that I don't burn up the muscle I'm working so fucking hard to pack on. You need to know your input. You need to know your output. You need to know the balance between the two. I'm not even talking about personal training at this point. I'm talking about your life. How much are you allowing in? How much are you pushing out? What ratio of what are you allowing in? Does it match what you need? I use a macro counter, right? Going back to the analogy, I use a macro counter, and that is set for me to lose a pound a week. But I'm not losing weight. Why? Because of the way I'm doing everything else. It tells me how many protein grams I need, how many fat grams, how many carbohydrate grams. And if I don't understand how these things work, then I won't achieve what it is I'm setting out to achieve. So, although those things are set, it's automatically calculated by the app. There's no way in hell I'm consuming less grams of protein than what I actually weigh. That's the baseline. If I'm going to lift heavy, I'm going to need more protein because that's more muscle breakdown that I experience. Does that mean I'm going to cut out all the carbs? No, I need that to fuel my muscles for the next workout. If I'm depleted, I can't lift heavy. If I can't lift as heavy, I can't achieve the degree of breakdown I need so that when I consume the proteins I consume, my body will overreact and create hypertrophy. How do you apply this to your life? It's an analogy. It's an analogy. How do you apply this to your life? Are you allowing the appropriate things to come in to help you, support you as you increase your strength? Are you cutting out the things that fuel you so you don't get worn out? Those are two separate things that are needing to be applied to your life. One aspect, you're building your strength. This is you needing to surround yourself with the people who have the same drive, the same focus as you. The other thing, fuels your ability to continue. Those are the people who are soft and gentle and support you and encourage you and hold space for you. You need both. You want to operate at a level that's beyond what you are accustomed to. You need both. I can't go to people who don't have the same goals as me and have them encourage me to drive harder. Just like I can't go to the people who are focused on driving me harder and expect them to hold me softly. You can't. What your focus is what will produce the results that you're wanting produced. But what is it you actually want? These old cycles that are coming back, they're helping you to refine your understanding of what it is you actually want. What do you want out of your life? What do you want to achieve? Are you being honest with yourself about what you want to achieve? Or are you simply playing up to a role that someone else is telling you to play up to? Because you got to admit, there are some people in your life who want you to succeed, but never beyond what they give you permission to succeed to. So, what do you want? And what have you filled your space with? If I want my drive to be pushed, I'm not going to contact my friends who don't have the same type of gym drive that I have, because they're going to tell me from their honest opinion, you've progressed a lot. Wow, that's awesome. That's lovely to hear when I need to hear it. Absolutely. Sometimes you need that kind of support. But if I want my drive to be fueled, you know who I'm going to contact? I'm going to contact my brother because he's going to be real fucking hard on me. Real fucking hard on me. Not to hurt my feelings, but because as his sister, he knows me so well. He knows what I'm capable of. And he knows how to push. Who are you going to? Who is being brought into your life right now? People who can do this type of thing for you? And no, I don't update him very often. I don't. I know he's busy and I'm over here giving myself the opportunity to figure things out on my own. But when I hit a wall and I don't understand why I'm not progressing in the way I do, you best believe he gets a message from me. He gets a message from me. Yeah. And sometimes it's the people who are the hardest on you. When they have no constructive criticism to give you. Sometimes that's an even more powerful way to find the reserves within yourself, to be extra gentle with yourself, to see how you've become kind of skewed and distorted in the way you see the way your progress is going. Recently, I sent my brother an update. No explanation. I sent him a picture of my progression from pretty much the very start when I first got really sick, midway through where I really leaned out, and then a more recent picture where I decided, you know what? No, I want to do another cycle of hypertrophy before I try and lean out. I'm going to give myself a year to bulk up as much as I can. And you know what his response was? Yee. And I'm like, why? Because everything's developing in the way it's supposed to. That one little, like, 5-letter word, "Yee," um, that told me I'm finally finding a balance, and I need to just keep applying that. When you realize and have the confirmation from people who you can trust to confirm for you your progression, when you realize you found that beautiful center point, you stay there as much as you can and you keep going. You keep going in that space of balanced awareness. A personal issue reaches resolution, but it's in reverse. That's telling me you're not wanting to see the ways in which you are the one that continues to keep you stuck in that same space. This is part of the old cycle that's needing to be addressed. Hold your vision, but it's in reverse. It's one thing to be focused on what you need to do and then to receive inspiration of how you can do it more efficiently. And it's a whole nother thing to consistently change your vision, this and that, and this and that. And you're just kind of like floundering because because you're looking for an easy way out. You're looking for a quick fix because maybe it makes you uncomfortable to invest in yourself in the way you need to invest. And so you'll try some cockamania's plan that worked for someone else. Maybe you're going to try what went viral for someone to establish an audience for yourself. For what? Why don't you just keep plugging away at what you already know you need to do? You know, if you keep flip-flopping on everything, it creates it creates a base of quicksand. You end up sinking. You end up trapped. And it's going to take way more energy to get out of that than it is to simply create the appropriate foundation from which to build everything else. These old cycles, they're showing you the ways in which you've been creating quicksand for yourself. Quicksand really is nothing more than soil or sand or whatever it is, a solid material that's resting above the surface of water. And as you step into it, that material starts to give way because of the water beneath it, and you begin to slowly sink. It takes a lot of energy to get out of quicksand. A lot. And then you won't have any energy to continue going. Be careful about getting yourself sucked into things just because you feel like you're not worth the investment of time, energy, and focus that's necessary to actually achieve what needs to be achieved. You are worth it. That's one of the things that I am learning to such a deep degree. I am worth the effort that I put in, the commitment and the discipline that I apply on a daily basis to achieve what I am trying to achieve. I am worth that. See, here's the problem. You're not lazy. Stop using that excuse that it's because you're lazy. You're not lazy. You know how I know? Because you'll help every other fucking person. No problem. No questions asked. You'll help them. But when it comes to you, maybe later. No, not maybe later. Do it now. But I'm tired because I helped so and so. Yeah, see, that's the problem. You intentionally help all of these people so that you're too tired and too depleted to work on yourself. I know because I used to do that. I used to do that. It's an excuse, a hyper intellectualized excuse, of course, but still an excuse. The energy is gaining momentum and your soul is still calling you out. You're decreasing and decreasing in your drive to succeed because you consistently and quite possibly intentionally deplete yourself. I think probably because you're reaching a point where you're realizing you can actually make something happen. You can actually do this. And it's scary. It's scary. It's very, very scary. It's not scary because you think you'll fail. It's scary because you can feel you might actually succeed. And isn't that a good thing? Absolutely, that's a good thing. But it's a very scary thing because once you succeed, you can't ever shrink back down to that space of smallness you've become accustomed to hiding in. Mhm. People will then begin to witness you in the greatness that you actually are. And when they witness that, you can't control what they think. You can't control what they do in reaction to what they're witnessing coming out of you. And I won't say that you're being scared for no reason. 'Cause there's some shitty people in this world. This world's still good, but there are shitty people in this world. And those shitty people, they have a way of convincing insecure people who aren't shitty people to follow along with their plan. So yeah, there is absolutely something to be concerned about, but you know how you negate that? By not wasting your time and energy on the bullshit. Every time you encounter that, you double down on what you've committed yourself to. Every time you double down, that's the only solution. Double down. And eventually they get so frustrated that they can't sway you into a space of disbelief and self hatred. They eventually just go away. They'll continue feeling some type of way about you, but they're not your problem. They never were. Bring love into the situation. You need to love yourself enough to pour out the toxicity into the sink, let it drain all the way out, rinse out your vessel, clean it all the way out. These words that reverberate in your ears, words from hater ass people, words from the people who are insecure about the fact that you are so much more than what they could ever possibly be. And it's not because you're better, it's because they're trying to be you. You see, you are not the problem, they're their problem. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. Stop valuing their insecurity more than the truth that you're witnessing coming out of you. Don't listen to them. As a matter of fact, don't even listen to yourself. Show yourself. Prove to yourself with action. Prove it. Do it. Show yourself. You think you're going to fail? Show yourself. Show yourself the ways in which you are erroneous in your assumptions about yourself. Today was leg day, right? And I was exhausted walking into the gym. Mhm. 'Cause, I be feeling my age lately, like, this is what it feels like. What the fuck's happening? Right? So I walk in and I'm exhausted, everything's kinda just achy and just I'm like, "Oh, I feel old today." Yeah, and I was dragging ass as I was setting everything up. That's how I was breathing in the gym, hella dramatic. And then, I put my belt on because, fucking hate this exercise. Totally just, yeah. But then I was like, "Oh, I can't do any cable squats. I don't wanna do this today." as I'm taking the weight from the 20 pounds that someone left it on and I'm putting it at 175. Like, oh, I don't want to get on this bench. Oh, I'm feeling so bloated. I feel fat today. Because you are, girl. You are. Yes, you're bloated. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Get on the fucking bench. Hook the fucking belt. Mhm. Yeah, no, I told myself that. Yes, yes, yes. Get on the fucking bench. And I got on the bench in a squatted position, standing on it in a squatted position. And I was like, I can't even breathe. Everything's so tight. God damn. I need to go home. I want to go home. Stand up. That's how that combo went inside myself. That's how it went. Stand up. And so I stood up, squat down, and I squatted down. Stand up. And I stood up. And I did that 15 times. And then I plopped myself on that bench. Okay. So you did it. What's next? Get up. Do what's next. And as I did what was next, my ass was burning. It was burning. And then I was like, ooh, who is awake? Who's awake right now? Mhm. Yeah, I'm fucking weird at the gym. And I was squeezing my glute. Hamstring tie it. You know, where your butt kind of like bubbles down onto your leg. I was squeezing that. Who's awake? Who's awake right now? And then I went ahead and I worked out. So I've been in a deloading type state. I've been going lighter and lighter and lighter. And today I did decent. I lifted 92,403 pounds. I don't feel my age right now. I feel hungry, but I don't feel my age right now. I did 59 sets. What is that? I feel my age. What's that even mean? What's that even mean? How do you know what someone your age is supposed to feel? What's that even mean? We come up with all these reasonings from other people that we hear other people say to justify what? This idea that we shouldn't commit to ourselves today. I already know when I do that in the morning before I start my workout, you're going to lift extra today, little boo boo. You're going to lift extra today to correct that mindset, to show yourself, not to punish, to show yourself how erroneous you are in the morning when you don't want to commit to yourself. You're going to learn today what you're actually capable of. It's not me punishing myself anymore. It's not. Somewhere in the middle of that workout, I stopped what I was doing and I went and found my husband in the gym. And I was like, I need a hug. He was like, you what? I just need a little support and love. I need a hug. He's like, oh shit. I was like, yes. Can you just hug me? And he hugged me. He goes, you're okay. I am. I'm okay. And you keep right on. It's okay for you to feel whatever the hell you feel in the middle of what you're accomplishing. It is okay to feel whatever you feel in the middle of you accomplishing what you are accomplishing. It's okay. This concept that you have to feel like, ooh, it's so exciting. It's amazing. Mhm. I would say about 80 to 90% of the things I've accomplished in life, I did not feel that way. I accomplished it because I was like, fuck you. You think I'm going to fail? You think I'm going to listen to you? Fuck you. Watch me do it. Watch me fucking do it. Not to myself, to other people. And I don't need to speak those words to them. I'm just like in my head, fuck you. Watch me do it. And then I do it. And then when I'm done doing it, I'm like, I told you. Carrying on. Yep. That's the extent of the gloat. Carrying on. Let yourself recognize the ways in which your awareness of these old cycles are really instructions from soul telling you what not to do again. Old cycles popping up for me, old toxic connections coming back, trying to come back. I'm good. Yeah, you can come back in, but no, I'm not the same person. I'm not even the same person I was at the start of this year. I'm just, yeah. My loyalty to feeling obligated to people just because of how long I've known them is gone. I'm no longer loyal to that. To that sense of obligatory existence, no more. No more. Now it's this thing of, I've known you a very long time. Gosh, have you always acted this way? You have? I'm glad I have clarity now. And that's it. If you take it too far with me, you're going to be removed. But now I'm very clear as to how you behave and that you've behaved that way towards me for as long as you have. It's okay. You know why it's okay? Because this time around, you really should not fuck around and find out, because what you're going to find out is I'm going to be perfectly fine in your absence. My life will carry on and I'll continue to learn and grow in the way I choose to. Stop having this fear of what you will lose if you start having standards, boundaries, enforcing them, communicating your needs, and letting the people in your life know how you deserve to be loved. If people get upset about you having a reasonable expectation of how you should be loved, who the fuck is they? Oh, you're mad because you can't treat me however way you want anymore? Oh, that's unfortunate. You're dismissed. I'm so thankful for my Capricorn placements. I am. I am. That used to tear me up. I used to be like, oh my God, I'm so cold hearted. Why am I like this? I am a fucking broken person. Only broken people do this shit where like I could just let people go. No, no. God knew exactly what it was doing, making me the way that I am. You know why? Because it would absolutely wreck me to love at the depth that I usually love, so easily love other people, and to continue to hold on to the very people who want to see me wrecked. No, I don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. I have the capacity to love people in ways they've never been loved before. I acknowledge that about myself now, even complete strangers. I have the capacity to genuinely love you in ways no one in your life has ever loved you. It doesn't make me better. It just means I'm a lover. But I'm also not dumb. You take advantage of my love. You don't deserve it anymore. And it's not, I'm going to punish you. It's that, okay, I'm done with learning what I needed to learn with you. I'm moving on. And you will forever remain in that space of feeling punished. Why? Because I'm a bitch and I abandoned you? No. because you come to the understanding of what I was freely giving you and you fucked it up. You fucked it up, not me. You did. You took advantage of me. You treated me like shit and you thought I would keep taking it. That's the price you paid to learn what you needed to learn. Maybe if you pray hard enough, you'll find another person that loves you the way I do. Don't fuck it up that time, though, because there's only so many of us that exist in this world. I understand that sometimes I'm nothing but a lesson to other people. A lesson of how to not take advantage of someone that's genuinely kind. That's okay. I don't feel used at all. I live my life on my terms. And when it's time for me to walk away, I just walk away. No, I'm not going to cut you out. I'm not going to go to you and write a Dear John letter of how you fucked up and you lost me and I'm the best thing that ever happened. No, I'm just going to be like, you're going to regret this, but you made your decision. I respect it. Carrying on. I'm telling you, I love my Capricorn placements at this point. Ignition, fire. There's something in your life that's being set on holy fire. You're being baptized through the flame. It requires the old fire of old cycles to ignite the fuel you've accumulated. It's like a bonfire moment waiting to happen. Oof. I hope you guys are ready for this. For some of us, we want just companionship. We want someone to be around us. And it's this thing of wanting companionship so deeply that we don't even care if they have no idea of how to approach us, how to hold us. We don't even care if they conduct themselves in a way that's completely opposite to what we need and what we want. And yeah, it's kind of like we'll just accept any old thing. And I feel like you deserve more than that. It might just be because, I have this personal belief that you deserve so much more than what you've allowed. I mean, I think you deserve more than just settling for any old thing, any old connection, just so that you won't be alone. And that's a fear some people have. This fear of being alone. Why? What is that rooted in? I savor solitude. I do. I do. I could go prolonged periods not saying a single word. Most people don't realize that. I love solitude. I love silence. Like absolutely no sound, just sitting in silence. Mm. What if you're scared of being alone? Not because something bad is going to happen to you, but because you're afraid to finally face yourself. You're afraid to look yourself in the eyes, to see the type of circumstance you've created for yourself repeatedly. And if you're afraid of that and you're unwilling to do that, I mean, how are you going to actually know what you need to do, what needs to be adjusted, how you need to shift the way you use your power and authority over yourself? You won't know. You need to know. Time, discipline, time, but it's in reverse. So I think this is telling us that you're out of time when it comes to living in a very undisciplined manner. You can't continue in the free for all that's been created, or rather co created by you. People cannot just access you and demand things and be entitled to you the way they have been for as long as they have been. Like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Depth, lake. Ooh, but it's in reverse. Are you really drowning? Or are you taking your hands and holding your head below the surface of the water? Is it you doing it to yourself? Is that part of the old cycle that you have co-signed? Holding your own head under the water's surface? I mean, I've done that to myself many times. Many, many, many times. And if you think that doing that will prove to people that you're a good person, gosh, I learned the hard way because I always choose the hard way to learn. I learned the hard way that when you establish that type of pattern where you intentionally, maybe on a subconscious level, but still intentional, you hold your head underwater in order to save someone else, in order to be someone else's lifeboat. Um, People are often not grateful to the lifeboat for what it does. They're just like, but you're the lifeboat. That's what you're supposed to do. And when the lifeboat's not available, they get really pissed off because how dare you inconvenience their expectations? That's what I learned. That's what I learned. There's something about the way it slices when a person that you have consistently overgiven to, consistently enabled, defended, protected, shielded, given so much of yourself to, the one time you're not available, they're like, you never do anything for me. Motherfucker. That there's something about the way that cuts. It's like, is that right? Is that right? Gotcha. Gotcha. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that. There's something in that for me personally. There's just something in that that invites the savage that lives inside me to come out. There's something in that. As someone who consistently overgives, there's something in that. Like, hmm. Ah, I see. So this whole time that I've been overgiving to you, loving you in such a generous way, you've seen it as I'm supposed to do this for you. Because that goes beyond not being grateful. That enters into the realm of entitlement. And there's just something about that. It's unforgivable. In my eyes, it's unforgivable. It's one thing for you to be like, you're being so rude right now. Okay, maybe I am. I'm sorry if I am. But to have this thing of like me catering to you so consistently, and then for you in a moment of your irritation to say to me that I never do anything for you. That's just wow. One time I had a friend. Well, I kind of considered them a friend. It's actually a complete stranger, but I considered them a friend. They appeared to have nobody and they were going through something super intense, super duper intense. And so sometimes we would chat on social media. And then I don't know. It was like the weirdest thing. I'd known them for a couple years at that point. And never asked for anything ever, ever. Whenever they would message, I'd be very quick to respond. At one point, they had symptoms and they went to the doctor, and then I believe it was their doctor that let them know they had a tumor in their brain. And I was like, no, we can't let that. Like, I have to do something to help you. And they accepted my help. I didn't expect anything for it, just helped because that's what I do. And then things happened and they were super sleepy for a bit. I could not keep their eyes open. I'm like, that's your brain is healing. That's a good sign. And then a couple months go by. I think they got arrested or something like that. And they actually got booked. They ended up going to jail. And while they were there, they had a medical exam done because of their symptoms. And the MRI showed absolutely no tumor. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. And then their other struggles continued, and they were crazy struggles, like crazy struggles. And then one day they messaged me and they were like, hey, I need you to friend request this person who they informed me was, I'll just say La Familia. I know different types of people. So this person they want me to befriend is like the head of a sect of La Familia. And I was like, for what? And they're like, oh, that person has an Asian fetish. What? Yeah, you just need to befriend them and just chat with them on Facebook. And, you might need to fly out once or twice. They'll fly you out. But I'm sure they'll tell you some of the things that they're doing because we're trying to gather evidence. And I'm like, what are you fucking asking me to do? Like, I have kids, I'm married, right? They're like, yeah. It's not a big deal. Just add them on Facebook. And I'm like, I'm not adding nobody. What the fuck are you asking me to do? I was offended. Like, you think I'm a hoe or something? You think you could like purchase me? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. No, you can vent all you want. I'm not involving myself in none of that. I'm sorry. No. You know what they said? You never fucking do anything for me. No one ever fucking helps me. Oh, oh, hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got you. Got you. So I've never done anything for you with no expectation of anything, not even payment, not even gratitude. Okay. Gotcha. And I immediately unfriended them. And then um the girlfriend reaches out to me. Yeah. The girlfriend reaches out to me. Is like, I'm so sorry. It was just a misunderstanding. No, girl, that was not a misunderstanding. That was not a misunderstanding. Now, mind you, this entire time I've also been sedating their pain. Consistent energy work for weeks on end. And I'm like, it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna have to unfriend you too. Um, I won't be doing anything else for you guys since I don't do anything to help you at all. I won't be doing anything for you guys anymore. I'm pulling all of my energy back just to kind of give you a heads up. And you know what's funny? Later that night, I hadn't blocked her. Later that night, I saw she had posted, and this was years ago. She was like, "Do any of my Facebook family have any hookups? Because we're in so much pain right now. It's so painful, and we just need like a twomp or something to get us through the night." Tell me again how I don't do anything for you. Never again. Never again. Never again will I intentionally deplete myself in order to try and love another person into wholeness when they're incapable of even receiving healthy love. I had no expectations of ever being paid or even gratitude or anything. That's just not how I am. If it's in my heart to help you, I just help you. I don't ever bring it back up. I don't hold it over your head. I just help you. But when you start acting that way, and I know there's quite a few of you who have people in your life who act that way towards you. Tell me how my life suffered by cutting that kind of bullshit out. It didn't. I promise you, there were at least 5 or 10 other people who are willing to fill that role of a fucking leech. You will never have an end to the amount of people who want to suction you dry. There are people in this world in massive numbers who are just like that. Does that mean everyone is? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you surround yourself at this point with the people who are not like that, with people who can appreciate you and don't do things just so they feel obligated to allow you to stay. Do what your heart calls you to do. Electricity. You're going to increase in your electric nature. You're going to increase in your energy. And as things increase, you need to make sure that you're very aware of what you're needing to do with that energy. It's not for you to play with other people and squander it on people who have no problem receiving from you. I'm going to ask you guys this. I'm going to preface it with saying I'm not a victim. I co-created every single circumstance that I was involved in. Circumstance that put me at detriment. That was my choice. I take ownership of that. The question is this. If you know I'm homeless with my children literally living in a parking lot for months at this point, would you be okay receiving money from me? Would you be okay receiving several $100s from me to help you out? Does that sound fair? Does that sound ethical? And I'm offering. It's not you trying to scam me or anything like that. Like I'm offering like, "Hey, oh my god, you're going through something. I'm going to send you like $500." Or would you be like, "Girl, what the fuck are you doing? Aren't your brakes broken? Why don't you fucking fix your car first? Fix your RV first. What are you doing?" Right? Like I said, hey, I'm the one that offered that shit. That's on me, right? That's on me. So, so many people. So many people. That's the space where I'm existing in insecurity. That was the process I had to go through to learn what I needed to learn. That's why I don't see myself as a victim. I mean, it wasn't exactly the nicest thing for people like that to do that, but that's on me. I initiated that. I established that dynamic with complete strangers, and I sustained it for about 3 years. I was homeless for about 3 years. 2.5, 3 years, somewhere around there. And there was no shortage of hands outstretched. No shortage. Knowing I'm living in a parking lot. Yeah. You see, these are the decisions we make. These are the decisions that I made. If you can acknowledge the decisions you make and how the effects of those causations chosen by you are affecting you, you can then begin the process of understanding you've always been the one in control. You've always been the one in control of your life and your experiences. You can say no. You can refuse. I mean, just the other day, so our community came together and helped a community member whose identity I kept private for their privacy, going through something. They've been evicted, like just some really bad hardship. And we raised $463 for them. And literally, literally within 12 hours of me doing that live stream, where I mentioned it in the live stream, a complete stranger reaches out and is like, I need 10,000 something dollars because I'm having a hard time paying my rent and I'm doing God's work. God told me to ask you. No, the fuck? No. Yeah, God talks to you directly. God told you, go ask God for money. I don't fucking know you. I don't know you. What make you think you can ask me for money like this? I don't know you. And I'm very happy that I'm at this point now. That's an old cycle circling back. It's one of my old cycles. And now I have what I believe, and it's just my personal belief. I have the appropriate reaction to the audacity of some people. Because in my eyes, there was no appropriate way to respond to that outside of like, go ask God. Ask God. You talk to God, go ask God. Ask God to wire you that money. Fucking audacity, bombastic audacity. Yeah, no, I don't even feel ashamed about sharing that was my reaction. Like, who are you? That's so weird. That is so weird. Don't fucking be weird with me. Like, stop. Adventure. It's time for you to go on an adventure. The same pathways that you've been using, the same decisions, the same people, the same circle, the same environment. You need to try something new for a moment. Maybe just to get a gauge of what exactly is happening in your environment, right? Because sometimes when we're placed in an environment that is foreign to us, it refines our understanding and perception of our usual environments. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. Purity and ice. I think the reality of who you are is being kept beneath the surface. You've put yourself in some type of cryo sleep. um, it's time to, ooh, exactly. It's time to awaken. It's time to allow the expansion of your awareness of what you deserve from yourself, and the ways in which you haven't been fully supportive of yourself. You need to start being kinder to yourself. There's nothing selfish about having standards, enforcing boundaries, or any of that. And when someone tells me that I'm selfish, because I know for a fact I'm not, I consistently give of myself um, in ways that I don't make public. But when someone calls me like selfish, I'm so full of myself. Well, what the fuck do you want me to be full of you? How demonic of you. How demonic of you. I don't even think you're a good person. So why would I want to be full of you? Why would I want to act like you? Entitled and just a fucking bully. Why? Why? Why would I want to? I don't. So fix your feelings about how I feel. Fix your feelings about the way I feel because you're not going to change the way I feel. You can't control me. You can only control yourself. So fix your feelings, not mine. Okay. I feel the way I feel about you because of what I'm seeing from you. And you're not going to change my mind anymore. End of conversation. So, seriously, you need to awaken. You need to allow, ooh, shit. You need to allow the part of you that is the warrior, king, or queen to awaken from that slumber. It's time for you to fight for yourself. Bottom line. It is time for you to fight for yourself. I don't know about physically fighting. I don't know. Why would you be in an environment where you have to physically fight? Get out of that environment. Verbally, I mean, some people need a good like verbal lashing. Some people do. Um, you just need to stick up for yourself. You really need to. I'm wondering if some of you are going through something where it's an old cycle of being picked on by specific people. And your soul is waiting to see if you will rise to the challenge and be like, you know what? Shut up. Ooh, that was the energy of that was, ooh, I felt it in my eyes. Oh my God. Some people do just need to shut up. Some people just talk too much. I learned that from my husband. He's a Gemini and he says that sometimes, like if he gets mad at somebody. Okay. Like it's not very often, but I don't know, sometimes like we'll be watching something and the character will irritate him or he'll be watching like a video that was recorded and posted on social media and he'll be like, some people just need to shut the fuck up. They talk too much. Like okay. Okay. Um so for some of you, this encouragement to exit out of the same patterns of self-sabotage, self-abnegation. Let's define self-abnegation. Because that's not a word that's commonly used, and I want you to really feel it. The gravity of the word. The denial or abasement of oneself. Self-denial, self-sacrifice. Self-renunciation. The act of renouncing, sacrificing, or giving up or surrendering a possession or right or title or privilege. The act or habit of not allowing yourself to have what you like or want, often so that other people can have it. The denial of one's own interests in favor of the interests of others. The denial or invalidation of one's own needs, interests for the sake of another. The setting aside of self-interest. I know so many of you do that. I know so many of you do that. So many people do that, and they're usually the good people. That an entire word was created to efficiently and effectively describe it. Self-abnegation. If you think the act of self-abnegation is how you prove to other people that you are a good person, that's a trap. I see this card came in reverse, being the antithesis of self-abnegation. It's not a trap. People who categorize you as selfish for finally addressing your needs appropriately and within reason. See, that's the key. Is it appropriate for the circumstance? Is it within reason? Here's the litmus test. If I'm struggling to allow myself to receive something, to deny something, to, whatever it is, I ask myself, would I allow a stranger to experience what I am about to force myself to do? No? Okay, girl, knock it the fuck off. Knock it off. That's what I tell myself. Knock it off. And this is totally not an exaggeration. I am absolutely a person who could be ridiculously hungry. And if I see that you're hungry, I will literally give you my food. I'll be like, you know what? I can wait. It's all good. And genuinely mean it. Like, I'll wait. It's no problem. It's no problem. Would I ever ask someone to starve just so I can eat before them? No. Okay, so I need to knock it off. I need to knock it off. What's a more reasonable solution there? Hey, you know what? Let's half this. We'll make more. Let's half this so we can both eat together. Let's eat together. We'll half this. How's your day? Just tastes good, right? That's reasonable. There's no reason you need to starve for someone else. But also, just to be very transparent, I don't give a shit about this logic. If one of my babies wants food, I don't give a shit how hungry I am. They can have it and I will wait. Fuck that. Let's half it. My baby can have all of it and I will wait. And you are not going to convince me otherwise. Okay. Okay. They are babies. But everything else, short of my children, we could have it. It's no biggie. I mean, more is being cooked, right? Let's half it. Let's half it. And then we can both have seconds when the rest is cooked. No biggie. Hidden moon. Are you hiding the truth and reality of the way you function in your life? Is this why you need old cycles to come back? Is this why old cycles are coming back? Because you need it. You need to be able to see exactly how you've been harming yourself without realizing how much you're actually harming yourself. You do something for long enough, you normalize it. And when you normalize it, if you normalize it long enough, even the most audacious thing becomes permissible. Like it's not a big deal, but it is. It is a big deal. It's a big deal that you can't see how much you deserve because you're so accustomed to blinding yourself to who you are and how you are. Goes both ways. Goes in the positive and the negative. It goes both ways. All right, I'm going to pull one final card. Sexy Jesus, I think you got more than just one good bar fight in ya. I think you got more than just one. Use the bar stool. Treat them like a wild lion. Use the bar stool. You got long ass arms. You got to reach. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm willing to bet that you have a longer reach than the average person. You got more than one good bar fight left in you. Don't fight in a bar. Don't fight in a bar. You just go ahead. You message me. You let me know you need an Uber to leave. I'll send the Uber. Don't get in a bar fight. Ooh. This right here. Think about the way you want your life to change. Think about what you really want and need in life right now. How committed are you? How willing are you? Because final card, commitment, card number 31. The awakened heart is like a lantern. Keep it sheltered from the turbulence of the winds of desire. We are candles lit by the one great flame. The breath of life does not extinguish us. On the contrary, it only serves our flame to blaze brighter. Here in the temple of one love, there is no flickering or smoke to our flame. We are natural in our purpose, simply to bring the warmth and light of love to life. We dance, though we are stillness. We are on fire, though we do not burn. There's a flame that must be safeguarded. In truth, it can never be extinguished. It is the light that never goes out. Even with such enduring power, our recognition and respect of this flame is essential to human development. This flame is holy and lies within each human heart. When the flame is recognized for its worth, it ceases to flicker and smoke, becoming very still. What some of you already know, I'm very well versed in magical things. Very well versed. So when you do candle magic, a luminous ceremony, depending on your intentions, the light of that fire, it can be used to burn up adversarial intentions, adversity, just all kind of different things, malignancies, darkness, all of that. Or it could be used to purify. If you're doing candle magic and it starts to smoke black, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If it starts to dance around tremendously, there's other things involved. Fire will never lie to you. Fire just is. It has no guilt. It has no shame. It has no obligation. It simply casts light on the truth. Case in point, I'm going to show you guys something. It's very fascinating. I'm going to show you this. So I was doing a cleansing and I could tell that there were efforts from unidentified sources to try and harm myself and all of this stuff. And I'm like, basically, it seems like it's more than one person that's trying. It seems like it's more than one. I tell you, it was three. You see, these two were ballsy. They were really attached at the hip in their intention. And they involved the third person who really didn't want to be part of it. They lied to that third person. That third person wasn't truly aware of what was being attempted and on who. And as that third person began to be aware, they pulled much of their energy back. They were still part of that process, but they pulled much of their energy back. You see, fire won't lie to me. It doesn't lie to me. It lets me know. It lets me know exactly what it is that's happening. And they tried to hide it. They tried to hide behind each other, the two primary folks. You see, look at that. They tried to present themselves as a united front, but they're not. They're two separate people. Two separate. It's fascinating. When your sacred flame begins to do more than just remain in a space of stillness, if you feel that flickering of your sacred fire, if you feel a lot of like movement, if that flame is surging higher, there's an external energy attempting to inject itself into your process. You better make sure that external energy, that separate consciousness from your own, you better make sure that you understand and are clear on their intentions. Macy, there's a lot of things people try and they think I don't know. Most things I won't talk about on live streams. Is it because I'm secretive? No. Not everything needs to be acknowledged in my life, but I promise you, even if I don't publicly acknowledge it, it will abso-fucking-lutely be corrected. It will not take more from me than what is absolutely necessary to correct. And then I carry on with my life. No biggie. Why is it no biggie? I mean, people are trying things, they're trying to hurt you. But are they able to? Aren't you afraid? Why would I be afraid? Everything about me was made for what I do. Everything about you is custom designed for everything you will experience in your entire life. There's really nothing you need to be afraid of, but fear is understandable, especially if it's something new, something you've never experienced and you don't know what to expect. That's understandable, but don't allow that fear to cripple you, to cause you to remain in a space you do not belong in. In the stillness, the light can fulfill its destiny to shine brightly so as to reveal every path, absolutely clear and without wavering in the fluctuations of fear and attachment. If you wonder why you keep being placed in dark spaces, it's because you are being put where you were designed to function in your highest capacity. You see, when there's no adversity in my life, I tend to stagnate. I am very, very satisfied with a very simple, quiet, and very private existence. It's the very conflict that petty ass people try and push upon me because do I even know you? Oh, that's right. You know me and you think big things about me and it's making you feel some type of way. I don't share your thoughts. I think I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't know what you think I am, but I think I'm a stay-at-home mom that just happens to live stream. I've said this many years already. Regardless of how you think about yourself, people are going to see you and think what they think of you, and you cannot control that. So, unfortunately, but at the same time, luckily for me, people will look at me, a person that I personally see as just your average stay-at-home mom who happens to do weird things sometimes. And they'll see like, oh, this girl is the benchmark of power. If I can harm her, that means I'm powerful. And to all the people who have tried to harm me over the years, what have you learned from that effort? That not only are you weak, you're a fucking coward. That's what you've learned. Why? Because every time adversity has been brought to my door, I've not given it permission to enter. That's what kind of power you have over your life. The moment you allow it to enter, then yeah, it's coming in. But if you don't allow it to enter, no, it can sit its ass outside in the rain for as long as it wants. That door's locked. Fuck out of here with your bullshit. You're not coming in. Absolutely not. Is it because I'm afraid? No, it's because you're fucking filthy in your intentions and you will not taint my home or access what is sacred to me. Should I be ashamed that I have that viewpoint? Absolutely not. You got a problem with that viewpoint? I don't give a shit. You need to be unapologetic about your standards of what you will and will not allow. When you apologize for having standards, you give a sliver of permission for them to try. Let that really sink in. When you apologize for having standards, you give a sliver of space for the malignant people to try. Try what? Whatever the hell they want to try with you. Don't leave that sliver of space. Desire does not have to be a hindrance on the path. It can show us our passions and help us find our purpose. However, the attachment that can come with desire, the belief that it can be satisfied only with one particular person, one set of circumstances, can cause us to stop looking at what the light is revealing to us, the way forward on our path in the here and now, and instead try to forcibly conjure the shadows to become what we imagine they should be. When we stop seeing life as it is, showing up for us every moment and engaging with it as it is, we can become careless with the light of the heart. Our huffing and puffing to force what does not need to be forced can cause the heart light to flicker and waver. Hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering if the huffing and puffing is yours, or if the huffing and puffing is merely someone else's words and opinions reverberating within you because you allowed it in. This can make our way seem uncertain, and doubts can crowd in upon us as the light is compromised in its purpose. We forget to trust in what is because we get caught up in attachment and fear surrounding our desires. Rather than letting life move us, we try to move life. There's a way forward on your life path that needs to be seen by you now. It will be helpful for you to have that clarity and that certainty. You might have already caught a glimpse of it, but be doubting your vision or yourself. This oracle comes as a reminder to you. Do not doubt. What you're feeling deep within the passionate love of your heart light is true. It is real. You are being led into it by the progress of life itself. You must trust in this, even if it seems at times as though you are being led away from the vision. Life operates according to a genius that is beyond a linear approach. It is to be trusted rather than understood. There is enough challenge in the personal transformation being asked of you to simply take the steps. There is more than enough. You do not have to also create or control the terrain, nor determine the map for the journey. You simply need to take each step that presents itself to you in each moment. Don't let fear that your desire won't manifest cause you to try to bend life to your will. It's an unnecessary battle and one that will not serve your soul here. Instead, just show up, be present, attend to what is before you in each moment, and trust yourself. Let the light of your heart take you into serenity that will bring you the balm of a solid core of comfort, even while the world shifts and changes according to the workings of divine will. As you move along your life journey, step by step, that divine will is moving you too. It's moving you into fulfillment of your destiny. Life is not working at cross purposes with you, far from it. It is a co conspirator with your heart. Come back to the stillness of the love within and know your heart light to be what it is, reliable and true, showing you the way even now, in peace and in stillness. Woo. Your power is in your love for self and love for others. Look at all that orange in the hair, orange and yellows, some of the reds. You have to love yourself at least a minimal degree to be able to survive every circumstance. And as you get stronger, I assume you'll find ways to love yourself more deeply. And as you love yourself more deeply, you'll begin to choose to do more than simply survive one circumstance to the next. I think the goal here is to find a way to give yourself permission to love yourself so deeply that you choose to thrive through every moment and every breath. That's the only appropriate way to love yourself. These old cycles will serve you well if you can allow yourself to see exactly what you're being shown by these old things coming back to you. So see what needs to be seen. See it with clarity. Handle yourself with grace, some compassion and patience too. Allow your process to progress in the way it's designed to. I think you'll find this period will serve you very well. Very, very well. Makes it easier if you comply, though. Whether you try to or not, I think it's going to happen for you anyways. But when you comply with what your soul is asking you to do and you flow towards where your soul is bringing you, I think really beautiful things can happen. I think you can heal in ways that you never thought you could. And I think you deserve to feel that type of love and peace. Even if it's the first time in your life, I think you deserve a depth of love and peace that's hard for you to imagine even right now. Let yourself receive it. Thank you guys for sharing this space with me. I gotta go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Ooh, yeah, no.